Hello.
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 Every time the same start.
Always the same start. We have to start that way. Okay, let me just adjust a little something here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can start right in. Hello, chat.
Hello.
Give us the biggest hello you can. Give us just the biggest hello you can find. Maybe somewhere in your room you can find a big hello for us.
Or if you are a bit awkward like me, a small hello will do too.
Small hello, also fine, yes. And also let us know about the audio levels, the music, and the voice and the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As always. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's going crazy.
I mean, this time we have a different setup.
Yes, let's reveal it, shall we?
Yeah.
Look at this. Just look at this.
So.
Can you wave your hand in front of the camera so they see that it's actually live and
yeah.
a little
oh,
bit.
You mean this one?
Yeah, right. Look at this quality.
I hope it transfers, like doesn't get too converted.
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Let me actually check on my phone, but I think just let us know how HD is this, and especially if you've been in our streams before, you know that we've been struggling for years and years and years with the webcam that's currently directed right at him.
Yeah, that's usually the webcam that.
And just to prove that we're in the same room, let's. There we go. We're actually in the same room. Yes. Okay. Now I gotta get used to reading a fast chat again. That's gonna be crazy. We haven't streamed in 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
February 3rd, I believe. Very HD looks awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Happy that it works. But yeah, as you can see, this is a bit bigger than what I'm used to, so I have to try and manage space.
So
yeah, I have a box of colors and some stuff.
Just real quick, because everybody's noticing the good quality. There's one person we really want to thank.
Yes.
Without this person, this wouldn't have been possible. So, Sunny Explosion, thank you so much for your gift, for your donation. so that we could actually hook up our actual good camera to the computer. And
we can upgrade the set.
Yeah, finally. So please give a big thank you, big applause to Sunny Explosion. So tell us about the painting right here. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so this is painted on a canvas. I don't know how much lifting will... Yeah, okay. Yeah. So here you can see it's a watercolor canvas that a company in Berlin sent me, like probably around a year ago. And I have never like dared to start because I was too afraid what motive would I pick on it and if I would fuck it up essentially. But I did like on a smaller piece I did another painting, and I noticed that with this surface you have to work with gouache as well, because when I start any minute you can see that with watercolor it really sets in there and it's hard to push it around like you would do with paper, and so it's great to actually overpaint it with some opaque colors, and that's what gouache are good for. And I think it even works better than on normal paper with those colors because I don't know if I would have used gouache so much without trying this surface actually. Because I did a video on gouache and you have seen like I struggle hard when it comes to these holes when you lift off color that you shouldn't lift off, and since this, I don't know, sucks the colors in, it's hard to do that.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea about
nerd talk about but yeah, that's what's behind this. So or at least why I chose the medium that I did for this, and that you will see. So I start by applying watercolor for now. There we have some paper.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna get in my groove over here, which is slightly different to the painting. Oh, look at this. Now look at it just looks so great. I'm so happy that we can actually finally see what you're doing in great colors, and it's not blurry. It's not a blurry mess. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. I actually got lost in watching the preview on my screen there. Which can only mean a good thing, because I hope everybody else gets lost in it. But yeah, what do we do here on the live streams? Well, one thing is that he's painting or drawing or something. Now here's the funny thing, the first thing that this new capture device will not shield us from, which is that you're painting outside the area here, but that's not your fault, it's because there's this little bar. I just shoved it a little bit up to the top. Yeah, what do we do? You can ask questions. I know that some of you actually probably yesterday saw a little video that he was in by our friend Drawing Like a Sir. So Lavon was guest on an artist's opinion, so I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see some people here who've watched that yesterday. If you got any questions about that video, you can also ask those questions, but you're gonna have to expect an answer in English.
Yeah, and for those who haven't seen it, it's in German. So if you want to hear me talk German, feel free to check the channel of Marcel or Drawing Like a Sir out. Yeah, it's over an hour long.
In the chat, Art is Boring says it was very interesting. I find that very entertaining.
Mildly interesting.
Well, that's one thing that first thing is you can watch him paint in real time, because usually when we do like painting videos, those are like sped up. So you can watch him in real time. You can ask questions about the process, questions in general, but also, a question like, is that the $140 brush?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because this is such a large area, I need much water, and my synthetic brushes are usually this big. So yeah, even if it would be synthetic, it wouldn't catch as much water. So for these purposes, it's great. But you don't need to spend that much money. Again, like there are cheaper alternatives of that. So,
and the last thing that these streams are about, they're about you. because I already saw a few people asking for something like a shout out. So what we do instead here is you can submit some art, and a small selection of it will be shown on stream. But just in general, we wanna promote you as well. So what we do, you can see it when you open the description of the video, of the live stream, I should say. Basically, you can submit some art by posting it on either Instagram, Twitter, or DeviantArt using the hashtag #LauvanLive. Or you can throw it into our Discord. There's also in the description, you can find a link to our Discord server. And we got a channel, which I have to enable for all of you first, because maybe somebody already tried to write in there, but that didn't work. So I'm sorry. Attach stuff. Okay. Now it should be open. So on our Discord server, we got a channel called Stream Art Submissions. You can also chuck it in there. And again, a small selection will be shown, but it's also about you being able to browse that hashtag and then find other artists that you want to befriend, that you just want to follow, whatever. Just get in contact with each other. Like, retweet, whatever the kids are doing nowadays. But yeah, you can also do that. So it's questions, it's painting, it's your art. And we want to show it. We want to throw it on stream. Okay. Let me just grab a few random questions from the chat here. Just a small question. Do you guys... I don't paint. Just real quick. I'm just here for the...
You do the music.
I do the music. He paints. Do you paint with oil colors?
Occasionally. I would like to do it more often, but it's always a mess to get out all the different type of additives and stuff like that. It's time consuming, and that's why I don't do it that often, but I like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's also sometimes difficult to find like a topic to paint, because when you usually draw manga pictures, I mean, I could do one in oil, I guess, but there are far more quicker ways to do it. And I don't know, like manga oil painting. That would be interesting.
What watercolors are you using?
I am using, so it's not a set, so I put those colors together myself. So for watercolor,
it's a Lauvan custom palette.
Yeah, but it's also not optimized yet, because I actually don't use green that often, but I have like a lot of greens. But yeah, it's by Schminke.
Actually, this time around we can see the logo.
Oh yeah.
Usually it would be too blurry.
I mean, the other ones are also by them, because they are widely widely available here, at least in my town, and the quality is great. So yeah, the gouache colors are also by Schminke.
All right.
And I think here it's already something, I guess you can see now. So you have those typical watercolor textures.
We can actually see them.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that a lot today.
And it's really... Oh, well, okay, this time it works. For the skin, actually, it's really hard, because you try to remove them. I mean, okay, you can still see them. And therefore, you want to use gouache to cover that up.
How long will this live stream be? Yeah, we typically don't know. Now the thing is, over here in Germany right now, it's 8:30 in the evening, so it's not gonna be as long as our usual streams, which tend to be around 4 to 6 hours. Yes, actually that long. I don't think we're gonna do it that long today. We're just gonna see how much energy he's got in himself, and just go from there. But it will stay up. So unless there's something that happens where like the stream gets cut off, or we need to like edit something, typically we'll just leave it up. So you can, if you need to go to bed, if you need to run some errands or whatever, you can return to the stream whenever you want. It will just stay up. Yes, usually 4 to 6 hours. Not today though. Not today. Although I kind of feel, me personally, I feel more energetic than usual when we stream, but.
Yeah,
you're the limit. You're the limit.
I will have to see. I mean, I slept a bit.
Yeah.
Before the stream started.
Is there a? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a theme for the art submissions? Nope, there is no theme. There's no theme. You just send us cool stuff. We want to see cool stuff. There's a few certain things which I'm not gonna name right now that are very likely to be shown because we like them. People who've been here before know what I'm talking about, but I'll let you figure that out. I'll let you like at some point we're only gonna get those topics, but let's delay that for as long as we can. Whoever left a thumbs down is a hater. Well, maybe they don't like live streams, and everybody has their opinions. All right. Any tips on how I can find my own art style? I'm tired of copying others, and I've read someone else, maybe it was the same person, afraid of copying others. So finding your own art style.
I think it's more or less essential to, when you start and you want to develop your art style, to copy the things you like. So it's not about really copying just one style specifically, but about knowing where you want to go, so the direction you want to work in. And for that, I think copying is the most efficient way to find your own style, because with the time you will notice stuff that you don't like. Actually, I'm always looking there. I should look there. That you will find things that you don't like, even though you thought you would like. Oh, I want to draw just this specific style, and then you start to change things up. Like you think like, well, okay, I don't really like the nose, so maybe I want to try a different one, and then you just grab inspiration from every corner. And you will find probably things even where you didn't expect that they would influence you. Like a lot of artists are influenced by Jugendstil and Mucha and an artist like that. But also like Tim Burton, for example. And then you can create something own out of it. But just saying like, I want to develop a style, and I don't want to be influenced by any other styles, is, I think, a really struggling way to approach creating your own style. For example, if I talk about myself, I also don't think really, like I can recognize probably pictures that I did, I guess, but there's so many artists more or less included in that style. So every time I see something that I feel like is inspiring for me, I will save it in a specific folder or something. And if I don't have a clue what to draw or what to paint, I just browse through like a whole bunch of images and try to get inspired by that to create something own. And that's why I also do manga and also do stuff like this, because there's a lot where I think like I consume things and I want to put out things. So my interpretation on things. Yeah.
If I might chime in, actually, it's pretty similar for me with music, because like in parallel, there was a discussion about what the genre of my music is, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like the blend of everything that I listen to, and I listen to like very different things, and so I don't sound like any one of them, but there's elements of everything in there. So I guess that's a good idea, to just get some inspiration somewhere, especially from things that are different from one another, and you will end up somewhere in the middle where you feel comfortable. And then from there you will develop anyway, because like once you get a base, you'll find your way.
Basically finding the motivation and then sticking to it.
Okay, so many questions. Don't be afraid to repeat questions. Just don't like spam them. Like don't throw them in like every minute. But obviously we're not going to be able to get to every single one first time around. What about a manga? Have you thought about publishing?
Yes. So the reason actually why it's been a bit more quiet, I mean, I guess we haven't been uploading that much. Longer periods of time where it's a bit quiet. But no, I'm working on a comic book. Though it's probably a week ago since I last worked on it, because there was other things to do. But yeah. It's in the making, but it's also adult content. Yeah. So just keep that in mind in case you are like happy to hear
It's
that.
for adults.
Yeah. So it's not really a story per se that I guess is interesting. It's more like the other stuff that is going to be.
Very quick interruption. Cherrycos sent us a 99 cents super chat and informed me about something. First of all, thank you very much for that. There's a little something that YouTube is doing. So on Twitch, if you got like Amazon Prime, you get one subscription for free per month, which is like valued at, I guess, $5.
Yeah.
So with YouTube Premium, apparently you get one free super chat. I think once a month even. So okay. Now I thought through what I was about to say, and I felt like, ooh, I'm just starting to beg now. I'm just informing you that if you have YouTube Premium, apparently you can send us a super chat of 99 cents. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that you can, and we would appreciate that. Yeah, usually we don't do that thing. What I would rather inform you about is that he's got an Etsy store where, other than the entertainment that you hopefully get from the stream right now, you can actually like buy some prints. That manga he's been talking about in the future will probably be there.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
So he's got a
It's
shop.
been over a year since I started it, and then there was like just no time. And yeah, recently I started with the stuff that actually is motivating to draw, and now I feel a bit more confident to think that it could work at least in this year. But I hope it's done in summer.
How often do you draw, or I guess how much do you draw?
It depends actually. So usually I would say I draw almost every day, but there are certainly days that I don't draw, just because, I don't know, then I have to go to the post office or something like that, and then there's not really time for it. But other than that, I try to work and paint as much as I can. And yeah, usually there are enough projects to keep me busy. But most often like self-made projects. So yeah.
Here's another one of those free super chats by Souls the Yoshi for 99 cents. She wants to tell you, one for Daddy Lau.
Thank you, sis.
Here's an interesting one. Explain how. If you try. Sorry, the other one's also interesting, but I wanted to get to the other one. Let's just scroll through. If you try out a new media and you realize it's nothing for you, like this person has with digital art, but you're still kind of interested, but it feels unsatisfying, would you force yourself through it? How do you handle if you're generally interested in something, but you're just not having fun?
I think that's a difficult question. So oftentimes when you start with a new medium and it doesn't work the way you want, that's really demotivating. But on the other hand, you won't get better if you don't continue doing it. So I think you probably have to figure out what is demotivating. Is it
what's the goal?
Is the end result the problem? So aren't you satisfied with the way you do? Because at this point, I would say, okay, then it would be probably an idea to think about, to force yourself through it, because you probably have done it with other stuff as well. But if it's genuinely like not your thing, I don't think you have to force yourself to it, because there is like enough. So for example, I myself have a few pastel chalks. So yeah, the chalk stuff, and even though they look beautiful, and I also see people creating amazing works with it, I don't like this feeling of this dry stuff going on paper. And I've tried a few things with it, but I just can't. I don't like it. And so yeah,
You don't have to.
I mean, there's enough I want to try. So yeah, if it's like that one thing, you don't have to force yourself. Again, it's just like, don't mistake it for something where you could actually, you have potential, but yeah. Oh.
Any tips for drawing live portraits, or just drawing portraits, drawing live?
So for live portraits, I would say start with the silhouette in a way, because I often made the mistake where I started with like the eye or the nose, and then the drawing would like here's the eye, then there's the other one, and it would just warp strangely. And if you have like the outline of the image, then you can fill it actually and know where to place things better. For example, if you have like an oval face, you just sketch out the oval shape, and then you know, even though the person moved a bit, that you have to place the nose in a certain distance to the cheek and stuff like that. So that might be more helpful. And other than that, I would just say try to figure out distances. So a lot about drawing this is about seeing distances and proportions, and it's a constant matching. Like you have your drawing, you look at the person and at your drawing again, and then you try to see like the mistake. It's like in those newspaper or children books where you have like these find the mistake pieces. It's like just your drawing and the person in front of you, and just like, okay.
Yeah. There was another one. Here we go. I have a watercolor journal from Moleskine. I think it's actually like a long E. I don't know though, because people just write that on the internet. But I find that the paper dries very fast. Do you know or have a good watercolor sketchbook?
I have also a Moleskine sketchbook.
Did it work out for you? Did it work out for you?
It's, let's say, so the problem that I have with watercolor sketchbooks is usually that they warp a lot because you can't really glue them. You can try and you can do that, but that's essentially taking the sense of the sketchbook where you want to work quickly and stuff like that. So if you would have to tape down the page every single time, that's not really, I don't think, like a benefit. So I usually just draw right on the paper, and it warps a lot. And I mean, it depends on the temperature, I guess, drying time. But yeah, what I figured out for me, what's more disturbing or like what I don't really like is that it warps a lot. I mean, you can actually try to get it flat again when you haven't used any gouache, because they will be activated with this method. But you can just turn the paper, so the page on your desk, and then use a clear wash of water on the back side of it, and then just put a lot of heavy books on it. Maybe some tissues, so nothing gets harmed, but that usually flattens the paper. But if there's like gouache or any other color that way on the back side, it will be reactivated and stain the table or whatever the page is going on. Nerd talk again.
Two things real quick. One is a comment, one is something from me here. When you're submitting art on Instagram, here's the thing. If you're adding the Lauvan Life hashtag to an older picture, it will show up very low in the list. So I'm not saying you have to repost it, but maybe tag something that's a little bit newer. Just for reference, last time we streamed, it was February 3rd, so I'm not going to check anything that's older than that, because I don't remember if it's from this stream or last stream, just as a note here. If you want to, if you really want to make sure it comes through, go to our Discord. That's the safest bet. That was the one thing. And I was supposed to ask you about color theory for dyeing your hair. That question was directed at me, but I was saying like I don't dye my hair anymore. So
I have dyed you.
So Chera Nari, please send a picture of that to him somewhere in some way, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, whatever, and he can probably answer your question about the color theory on dyeing hair, because he's an expert. I don't have a clue.
And my mother is a hairdresser, so
yes.
I know a bit. I'm not a hairdresser, but I dye myself.
This is a question that I like. Lau, do you like singing?
No. No, I never sing. Never have and never will. Usually. Unless it's like...
I don't like that you don't.
A sample in an industrial song.
Yeah,
that
you do.
I can very well speak with.
You really like singing those. Just real quick, for the person asking about how you find your own style, we actually addressed that question before. Now, I know, like, Can you sum it up in like 1 or 2 sentences again, just so I don't have to refer back to?
So I believe that style is something that comes with your interest, and if you're afraid of copying, don't think of it in a way that you would just emulate one particular style, but that you are developing something that is a mashup of everything you like.
Right. All right. So several inspirations surrounding you, and you're like in the middle of it. Are you sometimes unhappy with your drawings or paintings?
Yes, often. That's often the case. I mean, the thing is that I'm always afraid to mess certain things up, which isn't like something that's not normal, I guess. I think that's pretty basic. That even so with traditional work, that you are thinking, oh damn, that could go wrong. But also like the sometimes it's just things like, I don't know, I don't really like the face anymore. So with the next painting, I'm going to try and get something where I find it pleasing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the result. I like the craftsmanship that's already in there, so I'm motivated enough to keep on going. But yeah, I think it's normal. But every time I would just so if you would ask me and we would go through my gallery, I would just destroy myself. So I more often like to say nothing. I just like to say like, okay, you're
just fishing for compliments right now, aren't you?
No, it's the opposite. I just say nothing, which might tend to give like the impression that I'm always satisfied. I don't know, but usually, so when I upload something, I don't say I hate this. I just say like, oh, I like the colors.
2 comments here, or 1 question rather. About the art that I'm gonna show on stream later. Yes, if you do want like critique, feedback, help or something, you can add that. We're not gonna like critique or anything if you don't actively ask for it. You can just send something in just because you want it shown on stream. And I mean, obviously, if it looks good, you're gonna get some compliments. But if you want some feedback, if you want some critique, or you're like, I don't know, like this arm looks wrong, but I don't know what it is, then ask that question in the post. That's totally okay. The other thing is, someone's asking here, Lao's face looks slimmer. Have you been working out?
I have been dieting.
He's been on a strict diet, and
I'm too lazy to work out. So yeah, it's easier to just
not eat.
Eat healthy, okay. I don't have like a sugar-free energy drink right next to me, so.
Yeah. No, but and also like he's healthy. He's good.
Yeah.
Echo gave us some ASMR. No, not now.
We have to bring our mascots later.
Oh yep. I'm gonna write that down right now. So in the break, we're gonna get our mascots out, our new mascots, and you want to know who these mascots are. Yeah. They're totally like, and the copyright is totally not an issue.
We make our own characters with them, so it's okay.
Why are you streaming on a Monday evening? That's a very good question. We never stream on a Monday evening. We typically stream on weekdays.
It was spontaneous.
It was very spontaneous, yeah. And if we hadn't streamed today, we wouldn't have been able to stream for like 2 or maybe 3 weeks. So we wanted it today. We wanted to get the new camera out, or not the camera, but the new capture card. Again, thank you, Sunnysplosion. I don't know if you're watching.
Thank you very much.
You don't need to show yourself. I don't want to call out Lucas.
I mean, I wanted to also do game streams with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, for quite a bit of time now, because we have the capture card and we can do that.
And we got a gaming channel that we don't use.
But then
Couch Boys.
I just saw like this thing laying there, and I thought, well, okay, when will you finish that one? Because again, like I have motivation issues at some point, so I just like think, oh damn, this is not going to work the way I wanted to, but I also hate to have like things unfinished lying everywhere. I have enough oil paintings with that, because at some point I just think like, oh no, I don't want to grab the oils again.
Someone's saying we still need the Bratkartoffel stream. Oh, you're gonna get it at some point when I figure out how. Like, it's gonna be loud. I need to figure out the audio when it's loud. Do you ever use a neutral tint? And if so, do you use it for mixing or layering? I often use it to place shadows early on because it seems to be well staining, and I mostly use Daniel Smith paints.
I use neutral tint. Let's see. I think it's this color here. It looks black. Actually, you can't really.
Yeah, it's pretty black on stream.
It has like a violet hue, a reddish hue, and I also like to do shadows with it a lot because they. I have recently seen a video where they were talking about how to shade stuff and what grays to use, and they said like it's really interesting if you combine cold and warm grays together at one area, because it doesn't really look as obvious, or like it doesn't stand out, but it gives like an interesting scheme. So that was something I want to have in mind, and neutral tint would, I guess, be more on the warmer side. And there are stuff like cool grays. I think here this one is a cool gray that you can work together. I mean, we can try out in a few seconds. I just have heard that, and I just thought like, well, okay, it looks good in this picture, but let me see.
Is there an artist who inspires you? I guess there's many, right? Because you just talked about that. That is very, very many.
It's still like in regards of watercolors, I like to follow Kellogg's Loops, who has also a YouTube channel. You're probably familiar with him, I guess. And yeah, also artists like Agnes Cecile, who I bought the art book she recently released. And there are lots of artists. In case of manga, there's the artist of the Greyman, or Rayhan, on Instagram. She's called Rayhan Artworks, that have like a huge impact on me. And as I said earlier, like if there's pictures that I like, then I usually save them and try to work out for me what is the essence that makes me drawn to this picture and try to catch that.
I wanted to take the time real quick and personally thank you for tips that improved my art beyond what it had ever been at that point. I'm grateful to you and wish you continued success.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you very much. It's every time when I do tutorials or videos, I'm sometimes not really sure if it's easy to get what I'm talking about, because it's just in you in a way. So when you just do things, I often have a hard time figuring out how to explain that, and that it's really awesome to hear that people can understand what I say. I mean, especially in the digital art video, I try to narrow it down as much as I can, and still have like points that are easy accessible. And that's really like the hardest work, I guess, with a tutorial, to get down like it short and dense.
In which cases do you use gouache instead of watercolor in a watercolor painting, or I guess also especially in this one because of the canvas? But yeah,
I have like the that might be an example.
You saw that in the intro.
Yeah, I also posted it on Instagram. And the thing is, gouache is really opaque. So this color here has been like this one, or this one, a bit of both. And it looks very consistent, very plain, solid, colored area. And I think especially if you are drawing more like manga drawings or like pop art or stuff like that, that can be quite helpful, because with watercolor you have like certain shift because how much of the paper shines through, and with gouache it's just opaque, solid color. And that's usually, when I use gouache, that's the property that I want to use. So it makes fun in like a combination with the more fragile watercolor. But you can of course also create just portraits with that stuff and do like more cell shaded things, because that's easier, I guess, than creating transitions with different colors is a bit harder. But you can see that in the video I did on that. But for this, for example, it's like the canvas doesn't really give me another choice to do what I want to do, because watercolor in itself, again, it dries down really heavily into it, and then in the face, for example, you have then little lines here and there, and to just cover it up, you can use gouache. I think I use it a bit like oils in this specific way, so it's just opaque color. But yeah, you can combine them or you can use them on its own, but the main difference is, or the main asset of gouache is that it's opaque rather than transparent.
Right.
Yes.
Let's go in a completely different direction. What do your parents think about your not safe for work art, which exists?
So my brother actually does more than that. So
oh yeah, he's very well known for that.
I don't think that I have shown my parents that stuff, but they know that my brother does that, and they are fine with it, I guess. So my mother actually is sometimes like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, she even has tips like, oh, I would draw this specific part a bit smaller or a bit, I don't know. And yeah, with my father, I don't know. I think for him it's more like, okay, at least
guess
like
so, yeah.
you don't live on the streets, so okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's I just like to see the reaction when you have to eventually just say what you do for a living. Like,
yeah. Somebody actually asked that.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
When we go to the tax consultant.
Yeah, to a tax advisor.
Then I think like, well,
I do that.
So here on the table, that is. Yeah,
that's what I do.
I mean,
then they're like, all right.
I see why you're here.
I see why you're here. Yeah. You're probably making a lot of money with that. Have you played Detroit Become Human?
Yes, we did a live stream on Twitch when it came out.
Also on the Couch Boys channel.
Yeah.
The desolate Couch Boys channel.
And I liked it, even though I sometimes think it could be a bit more tasteful, I guess. But it gave you the illusion that you could actually change something, and even in certain parts you could. And I think that was really nice. It reminded me of Life is Strange because it's a bit similar in the case that you have like not the variety that you at first think you have, but would play it again eventually in the next years.
Explain how when I take a break from drawing in a long time, but my art style and judgment of proportions of the human face gets better after my long ass break.
Oh,
I've had that actually in other things as well, but yeah, you take a break and then you're better.
I guess so. I think the strangest evolution in that regard I had in 2007 to 8, where I for a long time didn't really touch a pencil, and then did it again, and then oh my god, I can actually see the mistakes I'm making for that time. And I guess it's something when you try too hard or when you are too focused on something, you just get a bit stuck. And when you have like a little break mentally from what you want to do, then you can readjust and focus more on other things that you haven't seen before or haven't looked at before. But I have also heard that often. And I had it myself too. So I think it's almost half a year that I haven't done anything, and then it gets better. Which I think might be probably the best reason why you shouldn't be demotivated when you don't really continue. Because even in the time that you're not drawing, you might even learn something, even if it's just like the part where you're able to see proportions.
What would you call this painting? Pop realism, maybe?
So I don't know. Like when I started it, it was in essence like I wanted to, so I was intrigued by a lot of other artists where I saw certain type of things that were like it had such a hipster vibe to it, and I wanted to because usually I don't really like that stuff, so I wanted to transform it into something that I like, which not really, but I guess it's like Instagram art style. Maybe. So you have like the Instagram model and the hipster glasses and the cap and this, I don't even know, like boyfriend pullover, like a bit bigger. At first I wanted to do like the casual, like with flowers. And then I thought like, well, okay, I've done that so many times, let's do something different, and I don't like it. So.
How can I get the eyes in the right place?
Is this in manga style or in what specific?
There was
because I
nothing
think
mentioned.
It's a bit different when you do like realism. You usually have like some reference where you can, like in the sketch phase, you can just see, like, again, look at yours and see the mistakes. And in manga drawing, usually like the line method helps, where you just draw like a line where like the under the lashes, lower lashes are placed on, or the upper. I mean, I can just...
I don't know. Don't ask me. Oh, here comes today's first Lavan quick demonstration.
I just think like, okay, it's...
Here comes a quick draw.
This is like,
I need a logo for that I can throw in whenever you do that.
I mean, it's not really like a speed drawing, so I can just use that.
Quick reminder while he's getting out his pencils, you can submit art, post it on Instagram, Twitter, or DeviantArt using the hashtag LavanLive. There is no theme for today. You can also throw it into our Discord server, into the Stream Art Submissions channel. We'll select a few, show them on screen. A little bit later, we're about 48 minutes into our stream. We're going to take a break soon, and after that, we can go. All right, here we go.
So, I mean, again, like for I mean, it's also for this drawing. So, when you do like the face, how far you go with the chin is basically up to you.
I love that chin right now.
Yeah. Alright, then you would just do like a line in the center of the face. So not in the center of the ball, that would look a bit weird, but like around here. And then you can either make it in the middle with the pupil, or use like upper lower lashes depending on how adult your character should look like. So yeah, they are usually on the same line, and then...
Why the fuck is he not using a pencil, but instead a pen right now?
So it's more... the pencil would probably be too light.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't see it.
Yeah. But expression playing, but usually, and also for the side, that somehow works.
Oh, that one's even better. Nice. He's doing that O face almost.
I mean, while we're there, I just try the gray thing. The watercolor pad is by Clay Peter.
Thank you, Clay Peter.
At Dokumi. It's a bit thin, so I guess it's better for sketching than tinting. But yeah, let's try the neutral tint.
How many hours does it take, or did it take, for this painting to reach the current stage? So you started when the face was already done on the thumbnail. How much time did it take?
The problem is that I wasn't really that motivated with it, so it took a few, like I think a month maybe.
But not like a month every day.
No, but over the course of a month. Yeah, I guess planning and deciding was even harder. That one took a bit, because again I wanted to do flowers first, make like a green background with leaves, and gave her like a white wedding dress or something like that. So cap is missing and stuff. Flower crown, I had both made up, so both fully there, and then I decided, okay, I want to go this route because I thought, okay, I want to do something different. And I think, yeah, the I mean, it's both, I guess, a bit colder, but it looks good. I could work with it. So yeah, neutral tint and cold gray, that could work. But also a bit warmer, that would work too.
Any tips on making things with marker not stain the bottom or the other page underneath or the paper underneath? Other than putting other paper underneath that can get stained. Yeah.
I don't see, like, you could work with marker paper that I myself don't like, but if that's something of value to you, that you want to have like the paper underneath safe, then marker paper would be the option. I like it more when it flows, which also drains out the ink. That's like a huge downside of it. But on the other hand, that's how I get my results. Basically, it's the only way for me to work.
Watercolor paper question. While we're on it, here's the big shootout. Arches, Fabriano, Canson, or Hahnemühle?
I would say Arches. I also like the Hahnemühle one. I learned to like it after I figured out that there's heavier paper, because the first time I just used too light paper, lightweight paper. But it still has like a buzzy texture. So when I have like something finished on Hahnemühle paper hot press, it has like a little buzz. I don't know. And Arches is more likely to have no texture, and that's I like to use both, but if I would have to decide.
Quick thing for people who are posting or submitting art in our Discord. For technical reasons, I cannot accept PNG files, only JPEG. That's all. That's all I want to say.
My Photoshop has also always trouble with PNG. I have to
for me, it's a really stupid thing in my program. I basically hard coded .jpeg, and everything it's treating it as a JPEG. So if it's a PNG, it just doesn't work. So that's on me. I didn't think ahead. Arca is actually pronounced with a silent S. I was blown away, but it's French, so I guess that makes sense.
Arche.
Arche.
Okay, as a German, that's hard.
So now we know. Thank you.
I like the Arche paper.
Arche paper.
This is Arche paper.
I think we're ready for a big first break, right? If we're already talking about Arche paper. Yeah, okay. Calm down. Now that's Arche paper on my mind. I really enjoyed the collaboration with Drawing Like a Sir. I would like more collabs. And somebody else also asked, like, what about the Maccocino collab?
Yeah.
At some point. Like, we haven't forgotten about it.
Yeah, it's not really. So the thing is, when I wasn't busy with illustrating thing, I was busy working on the comics, so I haven't really thought about it for a while. But I think the way I did with Drawing Like a Sir really made sense, because he has this format that I also like to listen to, and then I thought, like, well, okay, yeah.
And finally you can speak some German on YouTube.
Yeah, as well, because especially with topics like art school and stuff like that, I sometimes tend to get a bit emotional and a bit outraged, and that's far easier to pronounce in your, like, the language you grow up with. But we also thought about what a collab would look like on my channel, because I don't really have like the German audience.
Yeah, I mean, we know you're there. Like, we know you're there, but it's a small part of the whole. So
Marcel would have to talk English, and then it's also like thinking about, would there be a format where you don't have to talk, and then would it make sense to do that, because it should be interesting. And I have thought a lot about collabing with my brother, for example. So sometimes we just sit there in the living room and we just exchange on ideas, like comedy and stuff like that. So yeah, like the thing that Game Grumps did, where you just draw Pokemon out of your memory and stuff like that, or yeah, maybe a sketch or something, like 10 types of artists, and yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to come up with something and then also have the motivation to push through.
Yeah. And we're gonna go on a break in a very short time, and after that I'm gonna show the first batch of submissions. Here's something Oleander just brought up in chat, and I thought about it for 2 seconds after laughing about it, and then I thought, you know what? If Vinny Vinesauce can give people chapstick, Vinesauce branded chapstick at conventions, I think this should happen. She's saying Lao should sell toilet paper as watercolor blotting paper.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out where we can get some custom printed toilet paper, and if that is in any way, shape, or form possible, I want you to put that in your store and sell Lao Van toilet paper for blotting on your watercolor.
The best thing would be then there's something printed on it that actually stains your brush, and then it wouldn't work. But yeah, I mean, I have seen like watercolor tape. There's a specific one that you can only use when it's wet, but I never really figured out how to do it. I've tried to see videos on it, and I just thought like, well, I don't know if it would just glue on the paper. But you don't need watercolor tape. You can just use any, like, what is this tape called? Like cut band.
Yeah.
Like paper tape.
Yeah.
That works. But there's branded specific tape.
So I need to know, is there or is there not any demand for Lavan branded toilet paper? Not for your butt. Not for your butt, just for the watercolor that you use or whatever other medium. Give me a yes in the chat.
But the thing is that you already know it's toilet paper, so why would no one would go there and to say like it's.
You don't know that. We'll find out in a second. There's a little bit of a delay.
I guess if Jeffree Star is able to just use other makeup than his own, then that's not off-brand. So okay, maybe it's just a strange idea.
I'm getting a bunch of yeses and all caps. We need that. It's accelerating.
I mean, I probably wouldn't use anything else when I have like my own brand of toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of yes.
It's just the idea. It's just the idea.
It also fits in the regular like boxes you ship your posters in. Because if somebody orders a poster and a toilet paper roll, you just roll it around and put it in there. It works. It all works out. We're all set up to sell toilet paper. Make $1 million.
You mean watercolor paper? No, it's not
watercolor paper. It's
tissue.
Watercolor tissue. It's a premium product. We gotta call it like that. Yeah. Yes. If we're actually gonna do that, I don't ever want to see a photo of somebody using it as toilet paper.
Well, I mean, it's multifunctional.
Unless there's no other option.
It's another selling point. You can also use it as toilet paper. That's not the main purpose, but it's okay for that, and also to clean like your kitchen or something. Yeah. That's multifunctional tissue.
All right. I've written that idea down, and whatever I've written down, I'm gonna see it through. That's my motto for 2019.
To revisit it.
Yes, I'm going to revisit this. I'm gonna throw this. You know what? Where are my scissors? Okay, my scissors are gone. I need to write this down on a separate piece of paper, put it in my inbox. All right, multifunctional tissue, MFT. Artist grade blotting paper. I love it.
And I like every roll of tissue gets like sprayed with like
something scented.
Yeah, something scented that is also make you stable on an emotional level, so you can approach better your drawing.
Yeah. Artist grade Arschpapier.
Arschpapier. Yeah. That would be.
I've actually in 5th grade I've written a song about toilet paper, but I didn't know the words, so I called it ass paper. So I think my life has come back in full circle.
Yeah. It's going to haunt you now.
Since we're talking about merch, what about a coloring book? I actually thought about that. The problem with coloring books is if it's like watercolor
Yeah.
You like that. I don't know who set up to print a watercolor book. Someday. I like the idea. I think you like the idea.
Yeah.
It's a someday thing.
I have seen some, like, I guess Leucht did something like that. And like the results look beautiful, but I would have to get out now. That's get to know where
we
it
need
was
to,
done and try to.
If you're a company who does that, give us a ring.
That's high probably.
Okay. So we're 1 hour into the stream, about to go on a little break, if that's okay with you, because I would like to go on a little break for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm going to show your art on stream.
And we get the mascots out.
We can get the mascots out. Quickly before we go on the break, a little reminder. So he's got a shop. Like everything I'm talking about is always linked in the description or in the little card, which is... Let me take the elevator upstairs. Over here somewhere, there's this little icon. And then you can click on that and get to some places, like my channel, for example. I also take subscribers. I'm open for subscribers. There's no limit on subscribers.
You're chasing the clouds.
I'm chasing I'm chasing the clouds. But yeah, so he's got the shop, he's got the Patreon thing going on. You can submit your art, and we're gonna see you in a few minutes. It's not gonna be a very long break. We just need to like get some water into us and get some water out of us, and then we'll see what happens next.
Use some ass paper.
Maybe that's his words, not mine. But yeah, show your art on stream. So stick around. It's only gonna be for a very short time. I'm gonna leave the music playing, but not this song, because I know that there's some like fucked up stuff in this song. I shouldn't have said that word. Sorry for the F word. I wanted to go F word free this time around, but it didn't work out.
Family friendly.
So actually, let me give you this one. And where is it? There it is. Okay, so see you in a few minutes, and after the break, your art. And we're back. We are back.
Back again.
Back again. Let me turn on the camera. There we go. And we're back again. Hello, everybody.
Are you going? Or
so there was a question in chat whether Link was his favorite character, actually. So I thought we would actually bring Link in and ask him what he thinks of that. So look at hey man. So somebody asked like if he's like your biggest fan or something like that.
I have brought another fan.
Yeah, he's got another fan over there.
Heidi ho. Aren't these the best mascots? I mean, they have life.
They're waving to the camera. At least Link, it seems to be.
Let's put him here.
Oh my God,
Ooh, Mario.
He's hogging the attention.
Should we? No, I don't explain why.
There's no explanation.
You just have to deal with that. I own like a hand puppet of Luigi and Link. I just love this. Oh my God, it attacked me. But yeah, occasionally they will show up, I guess, if we find like a use for that. But I saw them and I thought like, well, these are...
This moment has been in the making for...
Since December.
Oh, aren't we having fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've collected some of your art. If yours was posted within the last 15 minutes or so, it's probably not in there yet, don't worry. But again, I'm also not showing all the things. I'm showing a selection here. Right after this question, will you go to Japantag?
I think probably. I mean, it's like when I started going to Japantag since 2007, and it's always getting more stuffed, and it's always not as exciting as it was the year before because you've seen so many things already. But since we were there last year, we might go. And also like the conventions in the area where we're living aren't as many there as it used to be. So
all right. So the first batch that I'm going to show, it's a smaller batch, but I've already detected some more. So like after these few, I'm going to ask him a few questions and collect the new ones and then like right away do another round. So it's not going to take you like 5 minutes. So I just noticed that the music stopped, which is not nice. Not very nice of you, music. So let me move in here and get it playing again with some nice sound. Which convention will you be visiting besides Dokumi?
There's a new convention.
Before the art.
I have applied to that is I would have to see how this works out. But there's like the first Yaoi and Yuri convention.
Not safe for work convention.
Not safe for work convention. Yeah, you have to be adult.
Yeah.
There's also like my little marker where I want to have the comic done. So I forgot. I think it's in July or June. One of these two. But it's called Icon and it's in Bonn.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bonn, Germany.
If you follow Dokumi, you probably have heard of it. Maybe because they are sharing that it's from the same creators.
All right. So there's plenty more questions. Just bring them up again after the art submissions because people have been really, really waiting for these, which I completely understand. Now I need to work on the cropping here. So hopefully this all fits in frame. And we're starting out with something by Asrael on our Discord. Some portrait stuff.
Just let me get my glasses.
Oh yeah, now, because the face cam is gone, you can put on his glasses.
Yeah. Oh my God, this looks good. This looks really nice.
I think it looks a little bit like you.
A bit. If I have a haircut, maybe.
I mean, he's got white hair.
Yeah, it's black and white, so sure.
Yeah. Here's another one from our Discord, I believe. Yes, by Dreamicos on our Discord. It is a bit older, but I like the bold color scheme and the pattern in the background, so...
Oh yes, this has like a really nice composition to it. It's not just central, but also you have lines leading your view.
You're cute with the glasses, though. Don't hide.
These are old glasses. I wanted to have newer ones since, I don't know, but these are really like, they are tilted. So if I have them on, I just have to readjust them every once in a while.
It makes his eyes look like they're not on the same level, which they actually are. So it's the glasses.
I never knew that.
Just a little bit, because because with my glasses I had the exact same problem.
Was a joke.
Okay, but I had the exact same problem, but now I'm like contacts all the way.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. Oh my god, the cropping. Sorry for. All right, here we go. Now it's better. By I'm no awake. I'm no awake. Hey Larvan. Only been painting since January. Do you think I could get as good as you? Honesty, please. Which is actually the name of my last EP.
Yes. So if you're really drawing for such a short time, I think this is excellent. So you obviously have like the eye for proportions and also for color choices. I guess it can only continue to grow, I guess. So it's already great. And so if you already know how to do that, I want to know what you're doing next.
Oh, just to wait, hang on. Okay, good. Somebody's having a black screen. I don't know why the black screen happens for you. Apparently, it's not black for the others. So I just thought, oh my god, what's happening here? Maybe reload the page or just, I don't know, click away from the video and back to it. Next one by Lord Geyser on our Discord, who also asked when are we finally going to come to the Netherlands? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
It's Halloween Sora.
Working on new designs for keychains and prints for my next booth. Oh wait, so this is an advertising. No, I'm still not very used to digital, so anything that seems off about this, since I don't want to order acrylic keychains of this with mistakes in it. And of course, you already know this character.
So since you wanted me to know about the off things, so let me start with the positive things. Or with the good things. I really like the color choices. It has like the Tim Burton flair to it, and also like the general aesthetic that I like with Halloween Sora, which you probably know since we talked about in Discord. But I might push the pumpkin a bit more down, because right now it looks like he's sliding down the pumpkin, maybe. So if you have them on separate layers, I think that could work.
Make him actually sit on the pumpkin, that's what you mean. And maybe the size of the pumpkin, what about that?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So if you want to have like the legs still stretched out, maybe then just make the pumpkin smaller or more flat. But other than that, I really like it. Also the mask is really cool. Really detailed.
Next, we got this one by M184. I seem to think... Wait, what's M1? I think I know that number combination with the letter M, but whatever. Centimeters. So, lol, I just remembered I did this the other day to this comic character. I wanted your judgment on the It's something with the text that didn't work out. Oh, by the way, if you post on Twitter, I can only really grab the first image. So if you like post two, I know it only grabs the first one. Sorry. But yeah, this one. Thought it looked very clean and neat.
Yeah, it has like a very so it's realism, but also cell shading. That's really intriguing.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of those 3D games that are 3D but cell shaded a little bit. Yeah.
But also, like, I think the proportions are well done, and also like the detail with the bow tie, and also color choice are really harmonic.
Next one is this. I think you'll have to come closer because of the contrast.
I think
okay. My latest method and improvement on drawing portraits. Judge me on everything except the forehead. That the filter is messing up because it ain't there. Okay. Tear it apart.
I mean, I don't mind, but I don't see that much that I could tear it apart, because so far, I mean, there's like stuff that's like taste. For example, then if you have like the face, maybe you want to shade it more so it gets more plastic.
So it's too flat right now. That's what you mean.
It's not too flat because you can do that. That would be like before coloring, or you can also like do a colorful background and leave it black and white, or but maybe as like the challenge, because I don't see anything wrong with it. I rather like it. I don't know what I should tear apart.
All right. Next we got something by Oleander Star from our Discord. She made me some birthday presents.
They are so cute.
Little pins, and I'm looking forward to receiving them soon.
Yeah, they're lovely.
I just thought there's a little bit of shadow in the picture. I thought they were like on slug buddies. Like there were little slugs, which would also be fun.
Yeah, little caterpillars.
Then we've got this one. Hope you like it. Sasori from Naruto. Fan art reference by Zui. Thank you for putting the reference in there. That's good. Yeah.
The hair.
I've never seen Naruto, so I can't compare.
Yeah, I think I know that character because I've played the fighting games. I really like the hair. It looks so you paid attention to the little hair strands and colored them with these highlights. That makes them really look real. And also like the expression I think is very fitting. Well done.
Then we've got this one. Also from our Discord, from Tia Sunshine Art. It's 8 by 16 inch. I've been painting sorry, my microphone is doing funny things. I've been painting just barely over a year, and I have learned so much from watching your live streams. This is my first larger work, finding my own style, but resource photo was from a free site.
I think it looks great. So it's like one of those tarot cards.
Looks a little bit like it, yeah, the format.
And also like the Muha kind of vibe. I really like it.
I like how she expands off the card, like off the frame.
Is it like a street she's going on? Because it looks like very modern with that.
Yeah.
So it makes it even more interesting because you have like this contrast between what you see and what you expect from a motif like this, because usually you wouldn't have like gray street but flowers and stuff like that. And
From our chat, they have a different name here, but I assume it's from the art critique. Wow, thanks for your nice comments, Lavan. You made my day.
Thank you very much for sending it in. Thank you very much for watching.
The last one from this batch, but as I said, like I'm gonna go straight back to collecting and throw in another batch because I saw a lot of stuff. Is by Souls, the Yoshi. She really crafted something here. I really wanted to show you. So this is a pot. This is a pot that I made at the studio, inspired by apparently my new song, which is now available on my Bandcamp and YouTube. It says that there. That's not me.
Yeah.
It actually, no, look, it's actually on there. It does say that.
You colluded.
You should have put the name of the song in there, though. I can't pay you in full now. But yeah, I put a new song out. It's Polarize. But yeah, that's a nice looking pot right there. I think you can actually fit one flower in there, which is nice. So
maybe it's from a fantasy world.
Yes, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it was made in Abyss.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe it was. So
reaching for the stars.
That's I'm going back to the cameras now. So take off your glasses if you don't want anyone to see them.
I see. Painted there the whole time and it wasn't
okay. Yeah, sorry.
But okay, at least the time was also spent pushing this further.
But yeah, thank you for those art submissions. As I said, I'm gonna go right back onto collecting. So now you can throw in all the questions again, so I can fill some time, where I don't have to think and he can talk. Hang on. Okay. Everything's back in order here. So yeah, the questions are like all the way up. So please throw in your questions again. I'm just gonna chill for a second here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to save this.
Save it.
Yeah, because it's a bit asymmetrical, but we'll figure it out.
What the heck is an echolox?
Isn't it Echo Fox?
No affiliation. No affiliation. How do we enter the Discord? You click on the link in the video description, and if you don't have a Discord yet, it will just tell you to sign up, and then you can use it through your web browser, or you can download the app or download the software. There's like multiple ways into it. Do you both wear contacts? Like for bad eyesight, not for changing color?
I could. For conventions, I usually do. But regularly,
He's just doesn't wear his glasses.
I can tell you like a video that I've seen lately about the contact and.
Oh no!
Because
no!
Come on, they have.
All right, you know what? Do that, because then I can look for pictures.
Yeah.
Just my quick answer is yes, I do wear contacts for bad eyesight.
I have to check the channel, but it was about an Instagram model called Sarah McDaniels, who pretended to have
No spicy tea though.
no
Just regular tea.
Okay, so okay, the video was educating us about that there was something not really that legit with her heterochromia, which is like 2 different eye colors, and she has done, or there is the way to have a medical procedure done where they put like a little silicone ring inside or in front of your iris, so you have like a permanent change of eye color that is also looking a bit more realistic, but the print on the silicone thing didn't really look realistic, and it's highly dangerous, and it's forbidden in Europe, in the USA, so it's
Insensible.
It's highly illegal to get that procedure because it's just so dangerous. It can turn you blind, and the pictures they showed of the aftermath of that procedure, they were horrifying, and I just like thought, oh my god, I can never wear contacts again, because just the thought of putting it in my eye and destroying my sight, it was horrifying. So yeah. I started with contacts at a very young age, but I don't know. Like nowadays, I have sometimes just fear. So yeah, this enhanced that fear again, because it just was so sad and so. But again, like I have to check how the YouTuber was called, just on my phone.
They got it in the chat already. They know who you're talking about.
They know? Yeah. Okay. Because it was a good video. I also watched a few more of her videos.
Yeah, I looked away at some points.
So of the YouTuber that did the exposing thing, not the model that has it. So yeah.
Do you have a special habit when you do art, like listening to music, YouTube videos, audiobooks, or something entirely different?
I recently watched a lot of healthy eating documentaries.
They got a ton of shows over here in Germany, which are not like those sensationalized like reality show, but like actual very dry advice shows about
but it's also like
healthy eating.
If you're listening to them, you basically can't eat anything because everything has sugar. Like they basically said like, oh, you can't eat sugar.
Here's a bunch of plants. That's okay. Everything else is bad.
It's like there's potato in it. You know what happens with it once
Starch.
it turns in your mouth? It turns to sugar. So
yeah,
maybe not. And it's like, damn. And you watch that, and then you're like, I don't want to. I won't apply it basically to me, but I like to see like how other people's are getting lectured about what they can and can't eat, and it's like, I don't know. It's entertaining. It was like entertaining for me, and also I have like now knowledge about a lot of new diseases I have never heard of before. There was one disease where you have like little holes in your where the food goes through. What is it? The
esophagus?
The darm?
Colon.
Colon, yeah. And then
I was thinking of the other end.
And then like the waste that gets pushed through can actually go inside these holes.
My god, where have we ended up today?
I'll stop, okay. No,
Please.
it's like sick, but it interests me.
Instead, please tell us, answer the following question. Is there 3 people talking or 2 people talking? That's just the first one that I saw.
It's 2.
It's 2. I'm actually not too sure though, because people have reported sightings of a third and fourth person on screen. I don't know what they mean by that, because typically, like, if I look around, I don't really see anything here.
It's a rare one.
It's a rare thing,
it's
yeah.
Like a shiny Pokemon. You only see it occasionally, and then you have no balls to get it, to catch it.
True. So now I lost track of the art that I was saving up. Okay, now I'm back. Now I know where I was. Okay, but I need another question for you. Wait, I need to scroll up there. There were some more questions up here. How can you be German and not eat potatoes?
Yeah,
I mean,
bread,
we do. I just had some today.
The thing is that in the shows, they always say, like, no bread, no potatoes, no anything. Like, the only thing, even like with vegetables, there are like just certain things where you have, like, I don't know, gluten in it, or damn, they have so many ingredients that you shouldn't eat and stuff like that. And it's just like weird how this has become, because sometimes I like to think, like, really once, like, since there's not, so it has developed into kind of a religion with this whole eating thing, where you have like, oh, I need the superfoods and stuff like that, and I pray to the pomegranate that I will get healthy or something, and it's like it's strange to see how far you can go. And also, like, when there was this thing where you can't eat or shouldn't eat eggs because of the cholesterol. Cholesterol, yeah. That ended to be false, and I just think, like, okay, maybe we should just take a step back and maybe just wait until we have like legitimized things. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, Lau is the one who's painting. You can probably tell by the hair, which is now on screen, which is nice. But yeah, he's the one painting. And to the person saying, how can you collect submissions, read the comments, and pay attention to Lau at the same time? You're making the mistake of thinking that I'm paying attention to this guy. Or that he's paying attention to me.
What?
See? Proved my point.
I tried to listen, but
No. I do the multitasking thing, so that's necessary. Also, the chat isn't too fast today, which is actually kind of relaxing for me. It's just like scanning for questions. How often do you just sketch? Like not even like doing the whole painting thing, just going out like sketching?
Sometimes, but it's rare. Because often, I mean, with the comic, yes, there's a lot of sketching involved, but it's rare that I just do sketches and don't really complete them to a certain degree. That doesn't happen that often. I have a few though, but I think it's more often that I try to finish stuff, because that's with Patreon and that kind of work. A bit more pressuring to not just do sketches, because you want to deliver a product. Want to do it as far as you can, and then it gets a bit difficult with time management.
All right, more questions. Please, people, I need the questions, so I need to see some question marks here. I'm still collecting your art. This is all for you. The more the questions you have, the more I can collect your art. The no potato and no grains is for carb-free diet. You limit your carb intake, but eat more healthy fats like avocados, meat, etc. You shouldn't do all diets at once. Yeah.
I agree.
Heard of nystagmus?
Instagram, I don't know.
Any tips for drawing chibi?
Oh.
You're the expert on that, aren't you?
I haven't done chibis for years. I would say also work with references. So if you have a lot of chibis where you like the style, just
check out some chibis.
Because the anatomy is sometimes really weird. Sometimes it really works out if you have like a big head and tiny body. But sometimes it looks like just the head is too big, and then it doesn't really give you the illusion of like that super deformed chibi style. Yeah, I mean the basic tips would be eyes that are majestically big, and yeah, maybe a cute expression. But I'm bad with drawing chibis. I've only done 2 in my life. I believe.
Mm-hmm. Go some more art for you. Actually collected some chibi for you. What's your budget on art supplies per month, for example?
I don't have that. So I don't really have a budget per month because I rarely buy art supplies nowadays, because I have once got like the basic tools together, and then so for example this set here is like 2 years old. The watercolors also tend to go a long way. I guess like if you say like markers, maybe once every year and a half I get some new markers, and paper also, like I buy usually a lot of them, and then takes a year till it's consumed with drawings. So yeah, I mean the brush actually was for the video specifically because I was curious, but that's like an exception. I usually don't do that.
Okay.
But of course when I am getting the supplies, it's probably always above 100 euros, because the paper is usually what
drives up the
next
price
to the markers, but the paper, watercolor papers.
That paper leads to some nice original paintings, which some person is saying, Lau, I'm the one who bought the Garaki painting. Just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the note that you included.
You're welcome. Thank you too for buying it. And really, like, the thing is when you give it to the post office, then it's like gone, and you just think like, okay, I mean, I won't hear of it again, and I only occasionally notice that it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nice that you're here.
Does Echo sketch? No, I don't. I've tried a little, but no, not really.
You've gifted me your stardust.
Okay, yeah, I actually drew him something for Christmas, but let's leave it at that. Do you only do art based on humans, or do you also do something like mythical beasts, monsters, etc.?
Oh, monsters are rare. I don't think I've done. I maybe have once drawn a dragon, maybe 1 or 2 times, but it's also not really just about people, because sometimes I also like to do landscapes, and just in general focus more on a colorful background and the composition, and have like a little figure, Rückenfigur, like a little back figure there, to give this like an impressive scenery thing. I mean, like it's a cliche with concept artists, I guess, to do that, but it looks nice, so I sometimes do that as well. But monsters, haven't done them so far.
When are you going to make an Ian hug pillow? Do we have Ian here somewhere in some form, so people who don't know who Ian is can appreciate?
In the green.
All right, I'll get it. Yeah, but what about a hug pillow? Right.
Once I know how, once the comic is done, I think about it. So yes, I mean there's a color, the first sketch list. Highly organized. Oh yeah, I also have just a side thing.
Oh,
this is my first Copic marker drawing ever. I recently found it. Which, wait, the proof is that here you can actually see it was the first paper on the marker pad, and I was just trying things. But the Ian should be around here.
Are not safe for coloring books a thing? I haven't had one, but
I haven't seen.
they probably exist somewhere.
There it is.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah.
Oh,
That's the guy for the hug pillow, the candidate.
Candidate for hug.
He's also the character of the comic I'm working on.
Yep.
And just have to wait and see.
Yeah, dude's really busy in that one. Working up a real sweat.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently they do exist, so not safe for work coloring books, just not enough of them. What platform do you prefer, Instagram, DeviantArt, or YouTube?
I would say Instagram is the easiest, because on YouTube
there's a lot of work involved in video.
I like to have like a bit of like quality checkup with YouTube, and with Instagram you can just casually post something. Yeah. Of course, I don't post like food porn or stuff like that because it's an art account. Yeah. So on that regard, I like Instagram probably the most because it's the quickest way. Also with live streaming, for example, you don't really need a setup or something, because usually I just do like chatting with people and I don't really paint or draw. I just go through my older artworks and stuff like that. And YouTube is like for different purpose, where you just try to put a certain amount of education, I don't know, like in the video. And what was the other one? Twitter?
DeviantArt.
DeviantArt is like a two-edged sword, because I think it doesn't matter how many followers or anything you have there, you have to struggle with every picture. Like, I have been there active for 10 years now, because it started in 2009, and I still have to look if I get any feedback there. Even though, like, after all this time, you would think that there is an amount of watchers you have gathered, but no.
All right, 2 more questions, then we're gonna do art submissions again. First question is, just wondered, will you make later in the future a new art book with new drawings, paintings, and the older ones, or do you not have plans for that? I love your works; they're so beautiful.
Thank you very much. So yes, I plan on doing, once I have enough art done, to make another art book out of it. And that's also the time where I want to check if there's still interest for the old art books. So I would do a reprint. If that's the case, because right now I am really not that sure if because printing these is expensive, really expensive, and I don't want to sit on like that stuff and then I wouldn't have to ask like how many should I produce. And with the new art book, I guess I can estimate how many I should be printed. And then there's also enough attention, I guess, to also do another edition of the old art book. So yeah, there will be a new art book. I won't include any old ones. There would be in the first one that might be then restocked.
General advice for you guys: if you want to see something, ask for it in a respectful manner. Obviously, like, don't scream it out, but yeah, I feel the same thing with my music. Like, if I don't know the feedback, if I don't get the feedback, I don't know if what I'm doing is right, if what's being done is what you want. So maybe a little bit related, and then we're gonna go to your new art submissions. I'm not asking you for you to post more, as I understand you have a life, but why haven't you been posting videos as much anymore? It's just a phase. The short.
Yeah, the thing is, it was easier when I just uploaded speed paints, and I still could do that. It takes obviously also time to do the speed paints, but not as much as doing the tutorials. And since I wanted to focus more on the tutorials, because I think there is more content with it.
They're more fulfilling.
Yeah. I just stopped doing the speed paint drawings more or less because also I noticed that there is not as much as interest in that as it is in the tutorials. But also because I then thought like I would focus more on the tutorials and just do the speed paints, which I don't know. So there is like one speed paint stocked up. I just have to think about a voiceover to again make it more digestible.
Yeah.
And not just like boring speed paint. So
and there's like 1.5 scripts sitting around that I've been working on, and another script that he's been like we got things planned, but like we're sometimes at the point where the script comes before the video, and it's a different way of working. And then other stuff like you're doing the comic, I was doing a lot of music lately and editing for other people, so
it's also
it just didn't work out.
I think that where was I? I mean, the problem often is that I also don't know what would work, because some scripts aren't really sticking to the topic that I'm drawing or painting. So I just think there's like one video I want to do with my uni experience that also gives an update on what I'm doing right now, so art studies and stuff like that. And I have a speed paint video. They are not connected, but I could just do the voiceover and do it like the CSGO thing.
Like the CSGO people, yeah.
Talk and
just
give you
gameplay video and talking, yeah. We don't know that, yeah.
And I don't know if like the YouTube art community, I mean, I have seen some people do it. That's why I think it should work, and I want to work on it. So it's finally because I've been writing the script for like a time ago.
So that's the thing you can give us feedback on. Like, would you be alright with that? No, just like a speed paint video, but he's talking about something different. That's so the video material itself is basically interchangeable at that point. But yeah, would you be alright with that? That's already helpful feedback for us. But I know you also want some feedback, so here are some more art submissions. Ooh.
I need to get the glasses.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you see the glasses this time.
Oh, there. Mm-hmm. You have still the video on, okay.
There you go. There you go. Round of applause for the... We can see how dirty they are. They look fine over here. All right. All right. Quick for the feedback here. Yes, yep. I would definitely like a speeding and talk video. Yay. Okay, so people are happy with that. Also, like, feel free if you say like, nah, I'm not interested. So if we only get like the yeses now, but there's like a huge amount of no's, like, be honest. That's totally fine. We're not gonna kick you out of the chat or anything, or you're not hurting our feelings. So just please be honest. That's the most important part. Honesty is very important. Just like that EP, that album.
You're sneaky.
I'm sneaky. Okay, so here's one by the Raven King on Instagram. Could you give some advice about improving the paint job? It's supposed to be Billy. Maybe there was...
Billie Eilish, I guess.
Probably, because it cuts off the text at some point.
Well, Billie Eilish? I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But I think... So I'm not sure if it's done already. If it's just a work in progress, because there is like this white part missing... with the hair and the neck, or is it?
It's very, very lightly shaded, I think.
Because I would say like there could be some more depth to it. So the face has like a distinctive neck. Because if I look at the thumbnail, so there's a bit of distance. It looks like the neck and the head are like one piece. And another thing is, so it was asked for critique, wasn't it? Is
advice on improving the paint job.
The paint job. If you work with such dark colors as black on like the light skin, you want to, because I don't know how the original looks or how the photo looks that this is inspired by, but the black makes the eyes look a bit shifted. So maybe with gouache you can also just, it's hard to describe, but another thing is also like there is black on it, so I would also shade the nostrils and the lips so it doesn't look like so it looks more inclusive with the black tears. It's just.
All right.
I hope that helps.
Feel free to send in the new version next time if you want to. Here's one by Anya Halama. Sorry, I'm always bad with the names. There was no real description apart from some emojis which my script can't work out. Sorry. But yeah, this is a nice little scenery. I like it.
Oh yeah, this looks really calm.
Next, I just had to pick this one. Here's some Spider-Man. I have no idea what I'm doing. How do I make these hands more masculine? I think they're already touching a good butt. So by that, just by context, like by association,
yeah,
you're on a good path here. I just liked it. I just liked how it was in the middle. I think because it was in the middle, like between two like female portraits, like in the middle you got Spider-Man ass. I'm like, it's good.
Some butt cheeks.
Some cheeky butt. Elizabeth A. Kirkland on DeviantArt, which is also a place where you can submit something. Just decided to probably color a sketch of APH Hong Kong that I did in maths or English this week. Really like his hair. I kind of want his haircut. Hello. Any criticism would be much appreciated.
So first, I really like the face. So the expression looks really nice, and also that you've also included highlights already. The only thing that I noticed, I think it looks great so far, is maybe that the chest could be a bit bigger in contrast.
Wider, you mean?
Yeah. In contrast to the arms, because it looks like he has like done a lot of exercise with the arms and. Yeah. So maybe just with the warp tool,
widen him.
Yeah, widen.
Make him wide. All right. Next up by Holly McCartney on Twitter. Hello Lavan, love your artwork as always. Your art inspired me to use watercolor more often, and please keep up the good work. This is a small gift for a friend.
Oh, the colors are really vivid. I love it. And also the idea with the bubbly background. There's like the paint splash appeal. And I think it's from Haikyuu, isn't it? Maybe just by the volleyball or handball. I'm so bad with this. Haven't seen it. I'm sorry. Yeah. You catch me. But I noticed that ball that a friend has, like a keychain of it.
If you want to apply a little bit of paint, I can move on to. Okay. I just want people to realize that there's actually a live feed on the right part of the screen. But I understand, like, when I show you the art, you can't really pay attention to your own painting. So for the next round, I'm just going to read the text, and when I'm done reading the text, then you can look over. This is by Ina Neck on our Discord server. The link, you can find that in the description. If you don't have Discord yet, it will like send you through the process of signing up. This is a quick doodle of Lao and some burps.
Oh, that is cute. I love it.
One of them is sitting on your head.
And it also has like the fluffiness of my dead dyed hair. It's like wool by now.
It is. Yeah. It pretty much is. Yeah.
It looks
adorable. Yeah. So thank you for this one.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Then also on our Discord server by Lizami. We got this wonderful, beautiful animal over here.
Ooh, this looks great. Looks like a legit gallery or like a painting from.
This should be in a gallery.
Yeah, from the. Is it like? It reminds me of American landscape painting in the beginning of the 20th century. Because I had that in university, and there was like very western, very like. White landfields, and that could be like just plain out of one of those paintings.
All right, I got 2 more for this batch, but I also like I know there's more. There's gonna be more. Don't worry, guys. But there's 2 more for this batch because I don't want to keep him too much from the painting thing. And also, I know you got questions. So second to last one. This is by Merrick and a bunch of numbers on Twitter. This is a little practice sketch I did last night. It was very fun, and hopefully soon he can turn into a real thing. Oh, who doesn't wish for that? Your art is always lovely and inspiring.
Oh yeah, that one looks like
You want
it
him
should
to
be
be
a
real.
manga.
You want him to be real.
Yeah. Yeah, or at least like something you want to read about. This looks very good.
That's nice for a quick sketch. Okay, and the last one, by Multifandoms on Instagram, I did a page inspired by your art style for my school art class. And yeah, that's actually a bunch of little paintings that you did. Some of them redone, some of them your originals, and a bunch of text apparently about you, which I'm gonna read later.
Yeah.
All the spicy info that even I don't have.
I love it. It's like a little. I mean, like what was it? Like a board, like an inspiration board, maybe. Like
Maybe that, yeah. Mood board.
Yeah, in a way, and I think it's such a good idea.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean also with like little exercises and creating gradients and stuff like that. That's really looking very cool.
All right, so you got 3 seconds to take off your glasses before you're back on camera. 1 and go. So again, there's gonna be more art later. Don't worry. I still have plenty more here because you keep sending it and it keeps being amazing. Did you do Discord? Yes. Yeah. I mixed them up. So I mixed Twitter, Instagram, like they're all random more or less when they get through my script, my program. So there was a question here, which is, can you briefly show or explain, or can you actually separate where on this piece there's actually watercolor and which areas are gouache, or is it very much mixed?
So there's almost watercolor underneath everything. So the sky and the face and everything, I started out with watercolor, and only afterwards I apply gouache when I think like, okay, first of all, it has to match. So if there's just watercolor, it shines through more obviously. So you can see that right here. There, I would need to do also another layer gouache. But I think on the cap you might see that around here. So here there's like a light milky layer, and then you can see some textured paper where there's not really some covering paint. So there's like the watercolor more visible, and there's a gouache layer that is more opaque here and that feathers out there. And yeah, for the face, it's basically the same. Especially if you're really in front of it, you can see that here there shines the paper through more obviously than here, for example. And that gives you like the hint. So there's not really paint covering it, so there's the watercolor underneath. But I use a lot of gouache. I don't know if there's anything where just like let the watercolor stay there, because I think here's also gouache in there. A bit less than here, but I want to have it consistent. So things like the cap, they stand a bit out because there's a thinner layer of gouache. Yeah, we'll see. But basically, it's just like the first layer is watercolor, the second layer is gouache.
There you go. Something that I missed saying after the art submissions, which I typically say is, please look all of these people up. If you saw something that you liked, I mean, I told you about the usernames, but also you can just browse the Laovan Live hashtag on Instagram, Twitter, DeviantArt, or just move into our Discord server. Just move in with us. There's plenty of space. We got room for you. And then see like who is it? Who is that? Who makes this amazing art? And then you can follow them and talk to them. And I hope that's nice. Regular reminder for those people here who post on our Discord server, please make sure you're posting JPEGs and not PNGs. I'm sorry, but that's how my script currently works. That's the only thing it accepts. Not just the Discord, anywhere, because I just tried to pull something from Twitter. Hang on, maybe I can send them a quick message. Yeah, let me send them a quick message after giving you another question to answer. I just need to put it up here. Who is this? Who is she? Who is the lady in your painting?
Generic. That's... No, I don't know. Like, I haven't spent that much thought. It could have very easily been like a bride or something like that. And then I thought, okay, I want to do something else, and this time not paint flowers. And so this happened. It's not really like, I don't know. For me, if I look at it, it's just like, it screams hipster to me. That's the thing. And it was very much inspired by artworks like that. So.
Oh, Lazami says, thank you for the compliment on my water bug painting. That was me, yeah.
Oh, it.
You're welcome, it was great.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. Is all of this not safe for work stuff just for fun? Or do you think eroticism needs to be expressed by art?
It's like, I think more about, it's fun, I guess. It's fun to draw it, because you don't really have to, I don't know, like think that much about a story. If you have the power to ship characters, that's like the appeal of it. So, I mean, I'm not like the one that talks about like, oh, we need more representation, yada yada, stuff like that. Yeah, you have the puppets. That's a pairing. That's OTP. No, but
No, ain't gonna happen. Not on my watch.
No, but it's yeah, just fun. So you can just rethink. Like there was something I read. Like in Germany, we had somebody that does voiceovers, and she became very successful with doing voiceover over the Harry Potter movies. She's called Cold Mirror, so the German viewers are probably familiar with her. And she made so there was a tweet where it says like Cold Mirror made the Harry Potter characters gay before J.K. Rowling did.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, and but that's like I love that idea to just create your own story, and that's also like the part where so the thing is like I don't really as a creative person I don't like when people talk things in my work. So if it's like I do like a boys love couple and then it's like, oh, why don't you draw a girl or something like that. So it's like there are a lot of artists and everyone has its own like taste and own special thing, and so I wouldn't try and say like, oh my god, you have to include LGBT in this movie, because I just think like it's their movie. Why I mean, it would be nice, but I can't. I don't feel in the position to just complain about that. So I rather like to do my own stuff, and like live that there maybe, and that's yeah. So it's not really political or something. It's like just a preference.
All right. What are your main palette colors that you always use?
Violet.
Violet. Yeah, there's always violet.
Violet is usually, it's a great shadow tone. You can do great shadows with it. Magenta is also really nice. I have also a fable for green colors, but that's more like not consciously, but just when I noticed the watercolor palette I have, there's a lot of greens, which means that I was drawn to those colors, even though I rarely use them. Grace. Grace is also like neutral tones are fun as well.
Did you know that the the latest creepypasta scare thing isn't Momo anymore? It's actually the Duolingo bird.
No, what is the Duolingo?
There's like that thing has been growing like a few weeks ago or like a month ago. Everything was about Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That like blew up again for some weird reason. Now everywhere I look, it's the Duolingo bird. He's in everything. He's scaring you. He's doing the naughty stuff. It's like everything
The
about
last thing I remembered was James Charles lurking in the dark, and then I have to get up to date with the kids. It grows so quickly.
To the person asking about the not safe for work thing for the art submissions, I'm typically erring on the safer side, so maybe I don't know if I like. It's been a while. If you saw, you posted it earlier, so I might have missed it, but it might also have been a little bit too revealing. There was something else on Discord that I would have liked to post, but it was a little too revealing. I think I gave a little reaction to it instead, so I'm sorry about that, but we gotta play it safe. It's YouTube. You all know the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I don't shit on YouTube that much. I don't have there's a lot of hate towards YouTube that I don't share, but when I'm in this position, I do play it safe, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Will the live stream repost it? I live in Europe and it's night here. We live in Europe and it's night here. No, it will stay up. Yeah, unless something happens and we need to edit it or something, it's just gonna stay up. So you can watch the rest later. And yeah. What else? Lavan, have you ever made OCs before? Yes.
Yeah.
It's still up there. It's in the.
Yeah.
You can keep painting. I'll do this.
But also, this OC is like born out of another one I had. He had just black hair and was called Finn. But the inspiration I had, like for the hairstyle, was the Dante from Devil May Cry, the black-haired one. And so just. I don't know. I have a hard time figuring out OCs. There's also like the counterpart of him needs more background, I guess. Even though it's adult and you don't really like. I don't know. Like I'm one of those people who don't really read it. Like just skip. And so I just sometimes I think, well, it doesn't matter anyway. Like there's not that much talk after all. But yeah, it would be lovely to have something to say with it that's more just like adult.
Just checking them out. All right. So keep your questions coming. So the person from Europe actually had a point there. It is already like 20 past 10. So.
Oh, okay.
We probably shouldn't keep on doing this for too long, but I also don't want to stop you anything. So so if you look at the painting right now, what's left to do? And
there's enough to do, but I also don't know. I don't want to be like when we are done, like just go into bed. So maybe just half an hour.
Half an hour. I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little bit of a break though, but then we can do another half hour, I'm sure. Without the need for coffee or energy drinks. All right, you know what? Let's do that break right now. I've got more art collected, so we're gonna do another round of art submissions towards the end of the stream. But for now, just a little break. Hi Nixon, sorry that you're joining right when we're going on break. It's like when you join in voice chat when I was about to go to bed. That's always what happens. But you know what? Sam reposted on Discord or send me the link. I don't know. But I'll take a look at it again. Maybe I just missed it about the not safe for work art. But yeah. Okay, now you're drawing again. I don't know. So should we go on a break or do you want to keep painting around?
I mean, I don't need a break.
You don't need a break.
No.
All right.
So
Fuck it, no break now.
It's just very warm.
All breaks are off. Hi Nixon, this is just for you. We're not going on a break, so you don't miss anything. All right. So in that case, you can throw in more questions for me to ask. Good boy Leovan. I don't remember. How do you pronounce your name? I wish there was a video on YouTube that explained how you pronounce your name.
That would be helpful.
That would be really helpful. Do you ever have a problem with not being able to stop painting? I find that sometimes if I stop painting, I can never pick it back up again, so I'm scared to stop when I get really into it. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sometimes that's really the case. So that's the problem often when I do like speed paint or just record the drawing, and then the save card, what is it? The SD card is full.
SD card, yeah.
And you
memory card.
The memory card, and then you have to put everything aside, transfer the files, and then start again. And that's sometimes where I just like think, oh, okay. Or like when pieces are drying, and you just like think, okay, I can maybe go eat something, and you come back and just like think, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to continue doing it because I have the feel that won't work out as well, and then days are going by, and yeah, happened to this one as well.
Whoa, lots of things coming in right now. How do you deal with pain on the hand while drawing? Do you get pain? No?
I
Don't deal with
have
that?
heard like from other fellow artists that they have like some burnings and some infections, maybe, I don't know, like and I haven't had that luckily so far.
Here's one that I know we could fill half an hour with. Would you recommend young artists to study something art related, or rather go full force on their own, trying to make money by selling stuff or Patreon or whatever?
So that's actually what I would recommend. Yes, I would recommend doing it
Freelance.
on your own. So my experience with studying art is not that they actually teach you about the craftsmanship, so that you won't, at least my experience, so bear with me, but I didn't learn painting there. I didn't learn anything art related, just art history, maybe a bit about teaching, but that's so vague and so open, such an open field that you can basically do anything. And the only thing maybe they can teach you is how to sell yourself to a very narrow audience of people. So they teach you how you can, or how you should interact. So if you talk about your work, be prestigious, be like you mean it, you want it, you are like the next artist.
Be intentional.
Yeah, like nothing happened out of nowhere unless you wanted it to happen. So it's like you learn how to basically sell esoteric stones, maybe like just believe in yourself, and then it becomes real in a way. So if I would tell you like, oh, this is supposed, so you have global warming in there, this girl just cares about her luxuries and stuff like that without noticing that the waves in the background are coming to crush her, stuff like that. Like you can make up anything about everything. Like there's literally, you can sell anything with that kind of attitude, and that's what basically they are teaching you. And my problem was always that I had not really, like, I didn't believe them. So when fellow students that I have talked to showed me their work, and they were like, oh, okay, I framed some flies, so that flies in a frame, and I did it because I thought, like, I know you don't have to sell me that bullshit. Like, I don't just be real with me, give me the tea. And that's like a very, like, it's rare that you have to use this ability that you learn there, unless you go to galleries and stuff like that. For that, obviously, it's great, but it's not necessary for a freelance artist to study art. So,
if you make something that people want, then that's all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
So if you have an eye for certain trends and stuff like that, that's really helpful to grow your audience. So it's harder for people that have always worked on OCs, and they have refined their story and stuff like that. Like, people are hard ever looking for something they don't know. So it's a bit helpful to have like a certain mindset of selling stuff, because it's like a business after all. Like you create product.
Love it or hate it, it's a business.
Yeah, you want to have demand for your product, and there's certain angles you can look at your work that can create demand more easily.
Music's the same way.
Yeah. And for that, studying art isn't really necessary. That's also like the script for the video should have like that certain note that you. So I was thinking about calling it like, is it worth studying art? Or I mean, also like my bad experience at art school. Like, I have certain titles in my mind that I can go in the direction. But yeah, I wouldn't. For like, when you like what I do, then let me say, you don't have to study art for that. not the case, and that's also like you are going to find yourself in a hard time. At least I did, and I don't want to. I don't wish that to anyone. But if you like galleries and modern art and contemporary art, and if you're into that kind of thing, then of course it's a different story. But for like the commissions or like the jobs that I have had so far, that weren't that many, but a few, I never got asked about what I study or something like that. Like they recruited me with the work that I did so far in mind. So they saw what I did, and then they thought like, yeah, that fits.
Yeah. Do you use any rules on composition? Rules of thirds or gold spiral, golden ratio, whatever?
Oh, yes. I do it not really... So sometimes I do it consciously. So with a print of... Let's have a look if it's here somewhere. Can you give me that?
Yep.
I did a drawing of a link on Epona, and that actually has the Fibonacci sequence in it. And that was intentionally. I clipped out the sequence, so this little snail thing, and maybe I haven't printed it out. I can look it up. But it's in the art book.
Okay, I'm gonna get the art book then.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. No, there's like the sequence put. Ah, thank you.
You can keep painting. I can do this.
Okay.
People want to see results. They want to see results. Going through the art book that sadly isn't on sale anymore, but other stuff is on sale.
On the digital.
But
I know where to find it.
But
so.
other stuff is on sale in his shop, which is pretty nice. And you can find all about it in the video description. It's the Etsy shop. It's got nice stuff in it. It used to have this book in it, but now it's not in there anymore, sadly. Because we ran out of it.
You can just give it to me.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Finally, we got it. Here you go.
Oh yeah. So let's see. And it's a bit zoomed in, so bear that in mind. But this one has like the sequence. I think it goes like this, and then you have it here and here. So it's this way. There's the sequence in it. Yeah. But also I try to just think about, okay, I've put this figure here, and she is like cropped around here, because if it wouldn't be the case, then you would have like not really a scenery, but more like the classic portrait that you would have on your ID card or something like that. So it becomes a more movie-like aesthetic when you have like a little crop of your characters. Also the eyes are placed. But that's like, that happens with time, that you just do that without really noticing, but it has like the third rule in there. Yeah. Again, like that's about also when I said like learning to see things, like the proportions and stuff like that. And it just gets ingrained.
Mm-hmm. Ecolox sounds like you went to Lavan's art school advertising merch. That's what I'm here for. If people say, hey, does Ecolox sketch or draw? No, I'm just here to sell his stuff.
Yeah.
And then I turn around and tell him, hey, can you please retweet my music video so people see it?
Just supporting each other's work.
Here's a question. Would Ian wear a bunny suit like those anime girls? I don't think.
I mean, why not?
I mean, he could, but what would he try to accomplish with that?
I mean, when there's not enough clothes you see much, then why not? Could work.
Okay, let me scroll up again. I
can see that if you would do like a Dakimakura or something like the hug pillow, then having him like in a way like as the angry top that's forced in a Playboy bunny costume, like that could work.
Angry top.
Yeah.
When are you done with school? It sounds like your parents are in the chat.
Oh no.
And will you offer online art classes? I mean, he's doing the tutorial.
Yeah, it's not really comparable with art classes. The problem with most of that stuff is time.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like I can't really offer something regularly because I just know that there's something in the way. Who knows what today, but like it happened lots of times that I just and I have sometimes even a hard time with Patreon now that I want to work on the comic book, and my Patreon is not a not safe for work Patreon. It's just a regular Patreon, and then I have to find I have to be like two artists essentially, like just find time for the comic and then find time for the other stuff. That's why I also think about just turning the ordinary Patreon to a not safe for work Patreon for the time that at least for the time that I'm working on the comic book, because otherwise it's just too time consuming to do watercolor portraits and the rest as well.
So yeah, there's gonna be an update on that.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
soon.
online courses are, I maybe in the future. I don't want to exclude it. That's the same way as I don't want to exclude workshops done in real life in the school or something. But yeah, so far there's a lot of attention that I want to keep on the projects.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing workshops near Bochum? I would like to join.
Yeah.
He once did one. He was invited to
I did like two in Gelsenkirchen. One I did in Bochum, and usually they're a lot of fun. But again, it's time and also like there's a lot of work, and I can't do it regularly. So it would be just like, okay, let's meet up there. And stuff like that. But in the future, so I have thought about doing that in like craft shops, craftsman shops, art supply shops.
Art supply shops, yeah. Crafting, crafting material.
Because we have like a big German art supply store, which is called Bösner, and there's like one not in the next neighborhood, but there's like it's at least reachable. And if I find myself sometime in the future struggling with anything, basically, then I would also do workshops there too. That's another thing. As a freelance artist, you probably shouldn't just go with like one option. Maybe have like different things in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I fully agree. Okay, I just issued in chat a 3-minute warning for the art submissions, which is actually by now 2-minute warning. So last minute stuff, throw it in there. We're not gonna stream for much longer because, damn, it's late over
and
here.
It's warm, like
and it's
lamp.
warm. Yeah, we got like big lamps, another lamp, so many lamps, amber lamps.
Are the rings in my pupils?
I think you need to get closer to the camera for that. But yeah, it does look a little bit weird. Would you do an Instagram story next time you are in Witten at Bösner? We can do that because
I mean we could.
Here's what usually happens when we are there. I got no business there. Like I'm not an artist. I look at all this stuff and it's like, wow, that's some neat packaging. That's cool. So I tend to take photos of him browsing and studying the items. Like there's like a whole album that I got of just him like looking at stuff. So just next time you give me your phone and I can then like live stream on Instagram how you browse Bösner. Yeah, I actually like that idea. I'm gonna try to remember that. Art submissions that I posted earlier today are not being reviewed. Wait, they are not being reviewed. Only stuff that's. No, wait. So here's the thing. You can add the hashtag to something that's older, but I'm probably not gonna see it on Instagram. On Instagram, because Instagram sorts it by date. So you would have to give me something more or less new. Because otherwise, like if I go back to like February 3rd, I don't know, like is this from the last stream or is this actually new? So if you really want to make sure, Discord is probably the safest bet. Also Twitter, but also for, oh yeah, you can't edit on Twitter, so yeah. Oh, on Discord, yeah, on Discord it's everything you post, it goes into the consideration. Has anyone ever told you that you look a bit like Jacksepticeye?
I did an April Fool's joke last year.
Last year, yeah, we didn't do an April Fool's this year, but if you scroll down the community page, wait, actually, let me look it up.
Yeah, you can put it on screen.
I can put it on screen.
Then it's just a revisit of the.
Yeah.
But it looks horrible. Actually, I don't know what I thought of that, but it's a bit creepy.
Ah, there it is. Save. Jax. Put it in here. Let's see if I can just toss it in. There we go. Oh, that was without warning. So yeah, this was last April Fool's. Yeah. So I think that will answer your question just fine.
But it's I mean more often it's Gerard Way.
Yeah.
Actually. That's due to the white hair probably, but the funny thing though is that I have a twin brother and he got the same comment when we were like 15.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One more quick question and another question, then we're gonna do art submission. Wait, are you brothers? No, we're not brothers.
We are not brothers.
How does Lau come up with backgrounds for his pieces?
It's hard to say because it's different every time. So if I say like for example this one, it's like I did another one with the same or with also leaves and a gouache background, and that one came from I think like these images that are like this Hotline Miami 80s look. So you would have a pink or anything like that, and that's like sometimes really. Depending on what I'm consuming at that time. So this background is a bit loish. The color scheme and stuff like that was mainly inspired by loish and also a bit by Agnes Cecilia with the grainy watercolor texture. But it would depend on every painting. So I think sometimes it's the composition that shows me what to do. So, for example, where I put flowers and stuff like that. And sometimes it's the character, where you want to tell a story in a way and just put the character in a certain frame. I wouldn't pin it down to one specific thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just answering the question of, do German people use the Ü as a smiley face?
Rarely.
Some do, yes, some do. Okay, so here's some more art submissions. Last ones for today. Got a good mix in here. First one by Anka or ANCACH Swiss from Swiss. Ink wash experiment. Do you have any tips for controlling ink? You're an ink bender and watercolor bender, I assume. Mm-hmm. Also, feel free to tear it apart.
Wait a minute.
He's gonna put on his tearing apart glasses. Wait, you oh shit. You gotta see it. There he's grabbing his glasses.
My skepticals now.
No, wrong. There you go. Okay, we gotta edit this now, and it's not gonna stay up. No, it's fine.
So this is ink. Is this Indian ink or is this watercolor ink? Like, is it
doesn't say
waterproof? Because if it's waterproof ink, I would say, like good job, because I think that's really hard to work with. Since when this one dries, it doesn't really reactivate anymore, and it's like just satin paper. And I imagine that would be is really hard with painting like this. And if it's watercolor ink, as a tip to bend it or like push it around, I would have to say just be very careful because like the ink stains the paper, and if it's there, it's really hard. So maybe you can just work deeper every time with every layer. So just add like deeper colors. Otherwise, if you are working on a very light picture, that is really hard to, I guess. The watercolors are easier because they don't stain the paper as much.
All right.
But yeah. Anyway, good job. I can't.
Long way of saying good job. Draw with Jojo posted this one. What can I do better?
I would say be more brave.
Mhm.
So far, I see like you really did a great job on catching like the expression and stuff like that. But if I see around the forehead area, your shadow is a bit darker, and the transition towards the cheek and then the mouth. So my view is directly drawn to the forehead and the darker shadow that I can't find even underneath the neck. So yeah, I know that it's hard to especially draw a face where you have the nose. There's not really much line thing going on. You have to work with a lot of color transitions to create like a 3D effect. And they would say just like try to get a bit darker, a bit more values, and especially consistency. So you have underneath the neck a bit of shadows and a bit on the side. And a bit under the nose maybe. That's also, I don't know if I'm too hard actually, but I hope that helps.
They asked for tips then. Well, I'm gonna be a little bit hard, so what can you do better? I'm actually recommending you the Sennheiser HD600 or if you don't have a lot of money, so the AKG MK270 AKG something 270, you will find it. It's gonna improve your headphone experience a lot. I'm not sponsored by Sennheiser.
Is it because he wears headphones?
I saw headphones I needed to, and they were asking about like what can they do better. So I'm like
a musician joke.
Yeah, maybe it is a joke. Here's the next one by Eldon's. You gotta tell me, like, you gotta join voice chat sometime and tell me how to pronounce your name. From our Discord, from our very own Discord. I wanted to throw this one in. Finished recently, was a big practice piece.
The tail looks so suspicious.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's an animal / furry, so the no clothes thing is different than when with humans.
Yeah,
so I guess
I just thought like the thing that's coming towards.
Oh no! It's safe for work. Don't worry. It's good though.
Yeah,
I like it.
Nice
work with the colors.
Yeah, the contrast with those saturated tones and the grays, I think works really good.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got this one. The text was I'll just leave this here by Hema on our Discord server.
Ooh, this also has a very nice composition.
Mm-hmm.
I like this view that gets sucked in.
Yeah, it has a lot of depth.
And also like you have the contrast with the warm and the cold colors and the highlights and the darker ones. So I think it's very balanced.
Mm-hmm. Next up is this one, also digital, by Ni01G on Instagram. Meet my OC Danny, although she looks nothing like me, lol. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Okay, so this was, I guess, an older one that was then retagged. Or is it? No, wait. Valentine's Day is February. But whatever. It doesn't matter. We found it, and it's good.
The lighting is very nice.
Yeah, the white outlines, that's nice.
And also like the glow that it has, like this warm light.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty. I like it.
And we've got this one, sadly without any further text, but this is also from Sakura2210 on our Discord server.
Ooh, I like the flower crown. This reminds me of the one Jaiza made for me.
This is the sleepiness level I'm gonna be at, like right when I click stop streaming. That's gonna be my face in that moment. Can we have more time-lapse videos? There are gonna be more. We actually talked about this like an hour ago. Like someone brought it up, but yeah, we're gonna do more time-lapse with some voiceover stuff. Gonna happen. Also this one from Instagram, from Sommail Eternal. Inner Thoughts, this is a piece close to my heart. I designed it 1 year ago with my emotions. When my emotions, and then it cut off because my text is blep.
You're searching for the original text.
Wait, I think this was actually from Discord and it copied the wrong text. You can say something about it if you want to, while I look for
I just thought you wanted
the source.
To add something. But yeah, I love the color scheme. Is it very, like, it's not that usual to see.
When my emotions were not great.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like rare to see green and violets combined, but I think it works really well. And it's, of course, It's a sad picture. Isn't
It is, yeah. It's joking.
Because for me, it's a bit hard.
Suffocating, yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question from Jiza. Do you want a new flower crown this year? And if so, what color?
I mean, violet is still like pretty.
Violet.
You made me like blue and pink. So, but I wouldn't complain about any color. I love your flower crown, so I wouldn't say anything. I mean, they're still in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Might get them, but also we're
Well, we're close to the end.
Yeah.
Anyway. We got 4 more submissions here. We got this one from Instagram by. I'm not even gonna try with the names anymore because I'm just gonna hurt you all. Yay! I finally was able to post something which is 100% mine original artwork. It looks kinda, and I'm gonna look for the rest while you look at it.
Yeah. So far, I think it's a very nice color choice.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can see it from here.
Yeah, he's looking from the side, so the monitor.
Also like the expression. I mean, there's no critic I should give, isn't there? So
it's good.
It's lovely. Yeah,
it's lovely.
It's a lovely portrait. So it's just like when my head is stuck, like I see something like, okay, okay.
All right. All right, 3 more. We got this one by 0123 on Discord. Please let me know what you think. I drew this with Copics, still trying to get the hang of it.
I think it's very manga, so it's very like popping, and you have like a nice line art there, and also, I mean, the expression is like something. I like it because I do it myself often, and yeah, I mean, I would like also to have like a few lines that make the shirt, so you not only have like the collar thing, but also like just draw the black line there and separate like the head from the background a bit more. That's the only thing that I noticed, because with the yellow I just thought like, okay, either it just goes down or you have like the shirt. But other than that, I like it. Nice picture, nice drawing. The style is cool.
Okay. Like last 2, I think I'm gonna take this one first, which is by our very own Volga from our Discord server.
Oh, I'm excited.
Here's a little bit of environment art I made for my latest project at uni. I'm proud of this one.
I'm now disappointed. I thought I see like a Ganondorf or something.
Oh, no, it's a castle in the sky.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one spiral level.
Yeah, a bit. And also, like for my school, I had to do that as well. I have some drawings of that as well, but yours look ton better than that. Like I like how you did the rocks.
The rocks
really
look
cool.
nice. Great.
And the details are in the trees as well.
And last but not least, by Zilar Art on our Discord server, my second oil painting.
Oh, I really like it. It has some choices. They remind you of like the Gothic portrait, like so it's a bit, let's say, stiff, like very frozen in time, like very captured, but also with the young face, and I don't know, like the style in general, it has like something modern as well.
Yeah. Volga, by the way, said, sorry Lau to disappoint, I do have a Ganondorf in the works, though, that I will throw in the art channel on our Discord server. So that brings me back to, you can take the glasses off now. No, I'm not gonna warn you. That was the art submissions. You can join our Discord server. It's in the video description, or the live stream description, where we collected all of this, and you can share your art with other people, and you can get feedback, or maybe you just want to share it, maybe you want to find other people you want to discuss with. It's a fun place to be around, so do join if you can. Also join the Lavand fan club, which I'm opening up right now with this very second. Price of admission is $200. Here's my PayPal. I'm gonna write it in the chat real quick. You'll get, I don't know, a photo of him every once in a while where he's looking dead into the camera. And
you get like the watercolor wipe paper.
Yeah, you get his used watercolor white paper. But yeah, I mean, I think you got further than I thought. I mean, we streamed for longer than I thought. This is still 2.5 hours now. So thank you all for sticking around. This was an impromptu live stream. We got to test our new camera setup, which again, thank you, Sunnysplosion, for the gift and the donation. So we can actually stream the things nicely now.
Yes, it's HD.
Yes.
Maybe 4K. Anyway.
Anything else that you want to plug? Anything else you want to promote before we go off stream?
I mean, there's a new video we are working on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already recorded now. It just needs some voiceover. So for that, stick around. Also, if you have tuned in a bit later and you are German or you can understand German, I did like a podcast that is almost like an hour long, which is on Drawing Like a Source channel. That you can check out. I talk about art school and stuff like that. My favorite topic. And other than that, I hope to finish the comic soon. But I don't know what I can plug. I don't really know. Yeah.
More echo editing streams. When I get stuff to edit, maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll do some more streams where I'll do more music streams soon.
Also, like the Couch Boys channel. Maybe we
yeah.
Like
we might revive the gaming channel, Couch Boys.
Yeah.
So if you don't know about that, look it up. There's some episodes to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do some music live streams soon because I got a new toy to play around with.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got a new music video out. If you haven't seen that, people actually screamed about that in the chat more than I did. So I'm very happy that people like it. Yeah, again, like I'm just gonna take the elevator up real quick. There's some stuff linked up here under the eye symbol, the cards, the thingy.
Can you move me to? Yeah. I just want to be.
Where do you want to be?
On her face. Yeah, make me a bit bigger.
Wait. Hey, hold still. I'm gonna crop you a little bit. Oh, hang on. Okay, hold still. A little bit to the side so you get the same angle. There you go. What do you say now? Wait.
wait, let me. I just come closer.
Okay, now I get it. Kind of. Shit, now I get it. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no, she's running away. Wait. Shit, now you're the artwork now.
I am.
Okay, it's gonna take a few minutes to repair this, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. I'm just gonna leave it like that for the rest of the last minute of the stream. I put out a new song, listen to it.
I have a frame. I'm voguing now. Kick it.
What else can I do here? I kind of want to know. Oh my god, what is this menu? All right, I think we've done enough here.
Great.
Thank you for hanging out. Join our Discord server and
thank you very much for watching.
Love him.
And yeah, I hope to see you in the next stream whenever this will arrive. But I will announce it on Instagram. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh no, they're taking over.
Oh no.
Oh
wait,
goodbye.